Wildfires are reshaping the future of Los Angeles, threatening homes and lives like never before. But can smarter planning and bold changes help the city fight back against the flames? Now, let's explore 7 key steps to shield LA from wildfires. Number 1. Build safer houses. Houses are flammable, but you can make them much safer with the right materials and design. Traditional wood frames are highly vulnerable to fire, so consider using fire-resistant options like concrete, stucco, or engineered wood. Architects like Abir Suez, based in Santa Monica, even used compressed soil, rammed earth, for its fire protection and lower emissions compared to concrete. Roofing is key too. Clay tiles, concrete, and metal roofs stand up well to flames, unlike asphalt shingles. Laminated glass windows can also reduce radiant heat from a fire, adding an extra layer of defense. Design plays a role too. Eaves and overhangs can trap embers, so architects building in fire-prone areas often seal them to prevent fire spread. As insurance becomes harder to get in high-risk areas, architect Mitchell Rocheleau suggests fortifying your home as a physical insurance policy. It's an investment in both safety and peace of mind. In the end, using fire-resistant materials and smart design choices can make your home much more secure. Insurance in fire-prone regions. Number 2. Boast about improvements. Consider it the fire-smart version of keeping up with the Joneses. In Boulder County, homeowners can earn certification from the Wildfire Partners program for fireproofing practices like replacing flammable junipers, installing fire-resistant roofs, or applying fire-resistant sealants to decks. Certification isn't just about safety, it comes with a yard sign, letting neighbors know you're taking steps to protect your home. It's a subtle way to inspire others to follow suit and create a more fire-safe community. There's also a practical reward. Certification can help homeowners retain their insurance in areas where coverage is becoming scarce. The cost of retrofitting is very real, said County Commissioner Ashley Stolzman, but the cost of losing insurance is even more so. Number 3. Rethink roads. In many neighborhoods nestled against wilderness areas, such as the Berkeley Hills, cul-de-sacs and narrow, winding streets are common. While these charming layouts work in everyday life, they pose a significant challenge when disaster strikes. In emergency situations, whether it's a wildfire or other crises, these roads can become bottlenecks for evacuation and hinder first responders from reaching those in need. As Mr. Arnold points out, the problem lies in the lack of space for new roads. These densely packed communities were often built without considering future evacuation needs. When widening existing roads isn't feasible, keeping them clear becomes paramount. In response to this issue, some cities, like Los Angeles, have implemented proactive measures, such as banning street parking on windy days when the fire risk is high. This ensures that emergency vehicles can navigate through the streets without obstruction. Rancho Santa Fe, an affluent suburb of San Diego, has taken it a step further. The community mandates that most residential roads remain clear at all times, especially if they're not wide enough for fire trucks to pass through. This forward-thinking approach aims to prioritize safety and ensure that first responders have unimpeded access during critical moments. These strategies highlight the importance of re-evaluating road designs to enhance safety and protect communities in times of crisis. Number 4. Build more homes. Los Angeles has long struggled with a pressing need for more housing, often meeting demand by allowing development in fire-prone areas and permitting homeowners to rebuild after fires ravage these neighborhoods. However, the recent catastrophic fires have amplified this challenge. With an estimated 10,000 homes destroyed, tens of thousands of people are now displaced, pushing an already high-demand housing market to even more extreme levels, driving up rents and home prices in one of the country's most expensive cities. Now, Los Angeles faces a critical decision. Where can new homes be built that won't be vulnerable to the next wildfire? As Michael Manville, a professor of urban planning at UCLA, notes, the solutions to this problem are fraught with political difficulty. One option is to limit development in fire-prone areas, which would reduce the risks but also limit available land for housing. The other is to increase housing density in safer, less hazardous areas, such as flatlands and neighborhoods zoned for single-family homes. However, this approach has historically been a political non-starter, as local residents often resist changes that could alter the character of their communities. The dilemma underscores the tough balancing act Los Angeles faces in addressing its housing crisis while safeguarding against the growing threat of wildfires. Number 5. Know when to leave. Bushfires have long been a common occurrence in the hot, dry regions of southeastern Australia, but none have left a lasting impact like the Black Saturday fires in Victoria State in February 2009. These fires claimed more than 170 lives and prompted a complete overhaul of the state's evacuation protocols. In areas with high fire risk, especially in forested communities, residents are urged to leave before any visible signs of smoke or flame. To assist with this, the government broadcasts fire risk warnings on television and encourages the use of an official emergency preparedness app which provides real-time alerts and guidance on when and where to evacuate. A quick look at the app on a recent Thursday morning showed a range of notifications, from immediate evacuation warnings to areas where conditions should be closely monitored. In contrast, Los Angeles faced issues with inaccurate evacuation alerts during some of the worst fire days, relying on text messages that led to confusion. However, a non-profit group's private app proved more reliable for some residents in navigating evacuation routes. Luke Hegarty, a spokesman for the State Control Center, emphasized the importance of proactive decisions. "We want people making good decisions before the fire rather than bad decisions during the fire." For those who remain in their homes as the fire approaches, some schools and fire stations serve as designated community fire refuge centers. In more extreme cases, there are bushfire places of last resort, typically open fields devoid of trees or structures. However, as the County Fire Authority makes clear, these sites do not guarantee safety and should be seen as a last-ditch refuge, not a foolproof sanctuary. Number 6. Upgrade dangerous power lines. In recent years, power lines and utility poles have been responsible for some of California's most devastating wildfires. Much of the state's electrical infrastructure, built in the 1960s and 1970s, is now outdated and in desperate need of repair. Utilities have faced numerous lawsuits following major fires, including a recent case where residents of Altadena sued Southern California Edison, accusing the utility's equipment of sparking the Eaton fire, which destroyed 5,000 buildings. Edison has stated it is investigating the cause. Several solutions are available, from fire-resistant poles to burying power lines underground, though this is costly, to covering lines with protective layers, a more affordable but less reliable option. In response to this growing issue, the bipartisan infrastructure law allocated $3.5 billion for electricity grid upgrades. While a significant step, this funding is just a fraction of the $250 billion cost of the recent Los Angeles fires, highlighting the urgent need for further investment in safer, more resilient power infrastructure. Number 7. Look hard at the landscape. Boulder County, Colorado, has gained valuable insights from recent wildfires, highlighting how quickly fire can spread through common landscape elements. Pine needles, dry debris, and juniper bushes, which local officials called gasoline plants, can fuel flames, while firewood stored under decks can easily ignite and destroy homes. Over several years, the county has worked to educate residents about clearing debris and removing hazardous plants. Voters even approved a sales tax hike to fund these efforts. Los Angeles faces its own landscape challenges, particularly with palms. Many palm species, once ignited, are difficult to extinguish, making them a significant fire risk. The Los Angeles County Fire Department advises avoiding them entirely in fire-prone areas. San Diego County has implemented strict landscaping rules, prohibiting shrubs within 5 feet of buildings and requiring tree canopies to be at least 10 feet away. In Berkeley, fire inspectors regularly assess properties for potential hazards, such as dead brush, overhanging flammable vegetation, and high shrubs that can send flames up into trees. While some trees, like live oaks, are protected by law, communities like Berkeley are pushing for stricter regulations. In the coming weeks, Berkeley will require homeowners in fire-prone areas to maintain a 5-foot fireproof perimeter around their homes, eliminating shrubs, propane tanks, and wood mulch. Violations will be fined, though the exact penalty is still to be determined. As Colin Arnold, Berkeley's assistant fire chief, puts it, "If I can hold a lighter to it and it can smoke and flame, it shouldn't be there." These landscape changes, though challenging, are crucial for reducing fire risk in vulnerable communities. Conclusion: LA has a long road ahead in its fight against wildfires, but the solutions are within reach. By taking inspiration from other cities, upgrading infrastructure, and adopting smarter building practices, the city can reduce its vulnerability to these devastating events. It's up to everyone, residents, officials, and community leaders, to make these changes happen. So, are you ready to take action and protect your home and your community from the next wildfire? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these tips with others. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.